Yo, what's good? We are back. What's good? What's good? What's good? What's good, fam? How y'all this morning? Y'all ready for the Celtics? Y'all ready for these Celtics? I don't know, man. There are a lot of adjustments that we have to make for these Celtics, but D Blocks was good. What's good? Man, we've been having a lot of conversations. Yeah, I know. Hey, D Block. Hey, I know. I know. I know. I know it. Lily Phillips was good. Robbie Cano was good. My man's was good. Was good. Are we ready for the Celtics? Are we ready for the Celtics? I'm not sure. Yeah, we've had terrible losses lately for sure. That is for certain. We've had terrible losses lately. But before I talk about that, let's watch the intro.
I rank where the view is nothing less than phenomenal. For how I express and project from my abdominal. The only view better, both my daddy and my mama know. No living parents, my sons give me balance. My wife is my serenity, this mic is my identity. The world is foul enough, that's why I write without obscenities. Provoking danger with broken language and spoken anguish. Begging to get hurt, why would you ask to go through changes? Yes, Lord, life's a chessboard, master the angles. Control the tempo, be the one who holds the info. Acknowledge is just as deadly as machete swings. When spoken, the truth is as potent as that Medellin. While others swear the style is free, I just let it ring. Our time is undervalued, soldiers make us better kings. My fam's on my shoulder, reaching after better things. Today I take the shot, for them I'd rather set the screen.
My mama told me follow my dreams. My daddy told me get it by any means. Stand tall, make him bow to a king. But I've evolved, you can see the resolve. Look in my eyes when you speaking to God.
Yo, so shout out to Divine Sons. That is from their album. Let me find the name of the album. I listen to it a lot. That is from their album, The Beautiful. And the name of that joint is called Invisible People. And it's featuring my homeboy, Dan Johns, who they were gracious enough to allow me to use that for the intro. So shout out to those guys. And so Dan Johns has a album out now a new album out called I think it's Back in Business. I think that is what the name of it is, but I'm not for sure. But I'll give him credit for that. Once I get the album art, I'll show it and all that stuff so we can big up our people. So D Block, thank you for the super chat, man. We appreciate you. So Lily Phillips says soft tank or nah. Hey, you know what? If it walks like a tank and quacks like a tank, it's probably a tank. And I'm going to say like that, tongue in cheek. I hope that's not the case. But you know how I feel about this. You know, my feeling is every day that the Knicks wake up, they should be focused on winning every day and not tanking, because you don't want to be looking that far into the future for help. You want to kind of get the guy, rally the troops that you have, and try to win with that. I hope it's never a situation where we're trying to tank. We want to win every day, set the culture. You can only donate green. Oh, I got you. I got you. That's funny. That's funny. Stephen Fox was good. Stafford Don. Yeah, man. So focusing on. Oh, okay. Hey, no worry. Hey, appreciate you coming through. So what Rising Pal, what's good? Pal, what you doing? Working? I thought you were supposed to be up here with us. Pal, I thought you was hanging out with us, man. What's happening? Happy Sunday. Hey, happy Sunday to you too, brother. Appreciate you. Arthur Newell was good. What's good? What is good? So the Celtics team, it'll probably be without Jason Tatum, but the thing is I think this game right here is going to be one of those games where we get, it'll be less about the players on the floor and more about how these franchises match up. I think this matchup is legit about how good is Tom Thibodeau and his staff compared to what I feel like is one of the high water marks in terms of coaching staffs in the NBA. Hey, Pal says we coolin'. Good, man. Glad you safe, boss. Oh, it's 6 a.m. in Cali. Okay. My bad. I should have known that. Anyway, this game is definitely going to be interesting, man. Hey, last night I talked about a few things, but today I just want to talk about how we measure up against the Celtics and the Boston franchise. Right? Do we have a chance? Because we could talk game plan all day long, right? But we already know what the starting lineup is going to be. The starting lineup is going to be Elfrid Payton, RJ Barrett, Reggie Bullock, Julius Randle, and Mitchell Robinson. Right? And even though Jason Tatum may be out for their team, I believe their coaching staff is excellent. I don't care what the roster looks like. I believe they will get the very best out of that roster. And not just because we played them today. I would have said that if we had not been playing them. I feel like I have a healthy respect for what Boston is doing, the Celtics are doing as an organization. I don't like them. Now, let's not get it twisted. I don't like the Celtics. So let's not put Uncle Freezy on tape saying, "Oh, I respect the Celtics," and stuff, because I don't like the Celtics. Period. Don't like Boston anything. The reason why I have a pug is because I don't like Boston Terriers. I don't like Boston baked beans. I don't like Boston cream pie. You know what I'm saying? I know that's petty. But I grew up in a New York versus Boston rivalry. Right? The reason why I have Gaston right now, Gaston's a pug, is because a dude offered me one or the other, and I was like, no, I don't even want a Boston Terrier. I don't even care. I don't care. Do you have a New York Terrier? I'll take 2 of those. And I know they probably don't even exist. So we got to bring Kemba home from Boston. You think so, pal? I don't know, man. Nothing, Boston. Nothing. 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 Pedro Matos, what's good? What's good? So Lawrence Cheers, don't be saying nothing about Boston Terriers. I'm assuming. I'll let that rest right there. I'm just gonna let that one cook for a little bit. I'm gonna let that one. I'm gonna let that one cook right there a little bit. I'm just let that one. Y'all know what? Excuse me. You know what? Y'all know what I'm getting at there with the whole Boston thing. Nothing Boston. Nothing at all. Nothing. Our Future Gaming says this could be one of the games. Boston comes out flat and the Knicks steal the game. It could. Or it could be one of those games that Boston comes out flat and still wins. Like Oklahoma City. They came out flat and they still won against us. See, that's what I mean. See how when you let it cook, you see what happens? Too late for Kemba. Heat them over us. He's a bean boy now. Yep, he's been there for a while. Well, you know what? Things are what they are. How are y'all feeling out there? Everybody safe? Everybody's safe. Everybody's safe and happy out there. I'm glad. I'm glad if y'all are. You know that's my wish right there is that everybody is safe out there. Kaiser Saucy, the usual suspect, says Randall actually has the potential to get a huge tonight because Boston don't have a dominant big man, but Jaylen Brown going to give RJ the business. Yep. I'm going to go ahead and call it. Since the usual suspect instigated this point in the conversation, I'm going to go ahead and say it. I'm going to go ahead and say it. Y'all ready? RJ Barrett for 35 tonight. Here it is. I'm putting it out there. RJ Barrett on 35 on great efficiency. I'm going to say RJ Barrett scores 35 on 10 for 20 shooting tonight. What y'all laughing at? Some of y'all just laugh. Some of y'all just laugh at stuff, and y'all don't know that we can hear y'all. What y'all laughing at, man? Powell says free Knox, free IQ, free Hopper. Is the game at 1 o'clock? Yeah, you might be right. This is an early game. Let me double check. You might be. I think you're right. The Celtics. Yep. 1 p.m. on NBA TV. $1 p.m. NBA TV. Yep, it's 1 p.m. So what I'll probably do is wrap up early here. Wrap up with the Knicks morning drive. Not super early. I mean, not get carried away now. I'm not talking about being. I ain't gonna wrap up right now. I'm saying instead of going super long. Well, what I'll probably do is wrap up early. That way I can grab me some lunch, maybe take a quick nap, and be up fresh for the game. I'm not sure. I'm not sure, pal. Pause. 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 So last night on the Knicks and Night podcast, I asked everybody, what does a Tom Thibodeau point guard look like? Right? Because what happens is I don't like to end the conversation, but what I like to do is refine the conversation, because sometimes these conversations we talk around and talk around and talk around and talk around a point till it becomes when when we get started, we talk about it ad nauseum, right? Oh, quickly should be starting. Oh, we should fade for Cade. Oh, we got to trade and get a guy. And so I asked the question, and I'm gonna try to keep this on Boston, but I want to get some of y'all's thoughts on it too. But so I asked the question, like, in order for us to find a happy place in the conversation, what does a Tom Thibodeau point guard look like? Yeah, we're chasing one so bad that we're like chasing ghosts. Let's not chase ghosts. Tell me what a Tom Thibodeau point guard looks like. Who is a Tom Thibodeau point guard? And Tom Thibodeau's dreams, what is the player that he wants? Right? And I could not get an answer. People went from John Lucas III all the way to Derrick Rose. Right? I don't want to participate in that conversation. Y'all are free to eat about that conversation if y'all want. But I'll step aside and let y'all handle it. But because if in a conversation the point or the search for a point has no ending, I'll step aside and listen to what everybody else has to say if I can't contribute to it. Right? And we're still at a loss. So I asked it Friday night. Saturday, we didn't get an answer. It's Sunday morning, and we still don't have an answer. And so I'm not for sure if, help me with this. I'm not for sure if Tom Thibodeau actually even values, say, a certain type of point guard. Let me know if I'm wrong. I think Kaiser Sose says, I think Thibs would want to draft Suggs above all draft picks. Legion of Knicks podcast came on last night and said about said the same thing, kinda. He said the same thing, kinda, but I can't remember if Thibs ever gravitated to a rookie point guard. And I know your history, while it's a true indicator of your past, but I don't know if you look at Thibs' history and look at the moves that he made for, with point guards and such, I don't know if he ever gave the reins to a rookie. And he doesn't have to, if he drafts Jalen Suggs, he doesn't have to give the reins to a rookie. He can let him, in Suggs' rookie year, he can let him play 15 to 20 minutes. And then in his second year, he can become the starter. But for our franchise, we like to see rookies play a lot of minutes right away. At least I think that's what we. Jamal Murray is a Tom Thibodeau kind of point guard. Jamal Murray is everybody kind of point guard. Yeah, Jamal Murray, yeah. Powell says, I'd rather play EP as a starter for the rest of the season than get Kyrie in here. Wow! Wow! Kyrie Irving! Kyrie Irving! I don't know. Powell says, let's get Raymond Felton back up in here. What is he up to these days? I'm hoping to get Ray Felton on the show. I'm hoping to get Ray Felton on the Knicks Morning Drive or the Knicks at Night podcast, one of them. I want to get him on one of them. So it's in the early stages. And don't go saying that I guaranteed Ray Felton. That's not what I said. What I'm saying is I would hope to get him on here, and I'm trying to work on it. Y'all. Don't say that, man. I don't make promises that I can't keep. You know what I mean? If I can do it, I can do it. If I can't, I can't. But what I will tell you, what I'll do is I don't waste time on stuff that I can't do nowadays because I'm too busy. But if it's something that I feel like I can pull off, then I'll work on it, give it my very best. Right? I'd love to have him on the show. Ray, if you're watching, I'd love to have you on the show. Derrick Rose wasn't a rookie off the Newell. Derrick Rose had played with under Vinny Del Negro. Remember, Chicago thought they should be winning 50 games, and they kept going 41-41, so they fired Vinny Del Negro and brought in Tom Thibodeau. Powell says, New Jersey ain't making it past Philly. Wow. Hey, get real. If Suggs came in, yeah. See you, Peyton. Suggs is a dog that Thibs may not start, but will fall in love. Will fall in love like he did with Quickly. I can see that. I can see that, Foxy. Kyle Lowry would be a Thibs point guard. Yeah, Wacko Knicks fanatic. I think Kyle Lowry is would be great on any team. And Felton was solid for us. Holla at your boy Freezy, Knicks for life. Yo, and so for those of y'all watching on the replay, subscribe to the channel. Right? Smash that like for the live stream. Join the virtual chat, join the video chat, turn your notifications on, share on social media. Right? Join the Blowing Tears family. Right? Got a lot of stuff coming up for y'all. We're working on a lot of things that we don't want to say because if they fall through, you know what I'm saying, it would be an unkept promise. But we are working on a lot of stuff behind the scenes to make the Blowing Tears family bigger, give y'all more quality content. So Friday on my birthday, we had former MLB All-Star Gold Glover Orlando Hudson on the show. That was a treat. That was a delight to have him on. We want to work on other stuff. Get others on the show. It's been busy here behind the scenes with the Blowing Tears family. Just working on a few things. So subscribe to the channel and like so that we can continue to grow this family. Right now we're at probably like 1,200 subscribers. We want to get that number up closer to like 2,500, and not because it impacts us here in a numbers game, and it may, but I'm in terms of the numbers game on YouTube, I'm new to it, so I don't understand how it'll work. I'm learning as we go, but I know if the family grows, I can provide more dope content to more people. Right? That's the reason why I want to get the subscribers up. Want to get the subs up to about 1,500 in the next month, and I know that's aggressive. So what? The Knicks have millions of fans, and YouTube has millions and millions and millions of users. So we want to try to reach out to them and see if we can get some people to join the family, and so that we can provide more dope content to more people. It'll bring some joy to our hearts here at Blowing Tears. The fact that we can provide dope content, maybe get celebrities on so y'all can interact with, because you won't be able to interact with them in their normal life. You can't just walk up to, for instance, a Harry Carson on the street and have a conversation with him. Maybe you can, but the odds of that is not likely, right? Or you know, or you see Orlando Hudson on the street. He's a very nice guy, right? Very nice guy. But the odds of you seeing him on the street and having a conversation with them are not as high as what you think. So since they won't come to you, so since you can't go to them, we're gonna ask to grow the family so I can bring them to y'all, so that y'all can legit ask superstars and celebrities questions and such, right? We're gonna provide other content. Make sure y'all check out the Knicks at Night podcast with Stephen Fox, Kevin W, and Rob the Nick. They generally put on a dope show at night. Make sure y'all check that out. It's high quality entertainment for sure. Don't sleep on that. Don't sleep on the Knicks at Night podcast. It's a very, very, very good show when we can keep law and order. Yeah. So subscribe to the channel. Share this thing on your social medias. Turn on your notifications. Like the live stream. Join a virtual chat. Get in that virtual chat with Stephen Fox. Right? Get in there. Look. Foxy's in the chat right now. Get in that virtual chat with Stephen Fox. Right? Join the video chat. Come up here with me. I'll share this microphone. I don't care. I'll share this screen. I don't care. I'm not an egomaniac like that. I want y'all to come. As long as you're not coming on here trying to sell porn and life insurance. You know what I'm saying? We good. As long as you sharp, your equipment's working good. You know, as long as you're respectful of others, come on. Come on, wacko Knicks fanatic. I see you. I know your camera's working. Come on, Tomas Abreu. Come back, pal. You was great last time you were on. Come on, Uncle Fulio. Where you at? And I'm joking with Uncle Fulio, but Uncle Fulio has been on and he's a fan favorite also. So he understands exactly what I'm talking about coming on the live stream and talking Knicks for us, talking Knicks with us for a little while. Right? Hey, salute Uncle Fulio. Go Army. So the game tonight, I believe it's in Boston. Right? Yep. I believe it's in Boston. Tonight is the night that RJ Barrett breaks out for 35 points. Anybody else have any bold predictions? Put your bold predictions in the chat. Put your bold predictions in the chat for me. That way we can discuss your bold predictions. I'm thinking the Knicks win 125, 110. RJ Barrett has 35. What? Y'all think that's too? Y'all think that's too aggressive? White Falcon, impossible? Nah. Muhammad Musa says IQ 440. Powell says, Yo, Freezy, the topics have already been over discussed for this team, but what are you looking for in today's game from the team? RJ Barrett for 35, and the Knicks win by 15. I'm serious. And I know you, and Powell, listen, I know we say some of these topics have been over discussed, right? If we drill down into some of those topics, I think we can find more stuff to talk about. But at this point, what I've been told by the pessimists and the realists is we should be patient with Tom Thibodeau and allow him to work these few things out. Right. I'm not going to be patient. I'm in. We like to talk Knicks, right? We like to talk Knicks, and we're going to do that. I'm not going to be patient with Tom Thibodeau. I'm going to scrutinize him like we did David Fizdale and Mike Miller. Nobody gets a pass. And in a league of accountability, everybody has to be held accountable. You can't just say hold some people accountable and some people not. Our Future Gaming says the Knicks' goal is not to get blown out and be competitive. Imbert the Great says quickly 24 points, 5 assists. Wow. Steven Fox says IQ for 30, Randall and RJ 23 each. That okay. So that right there is an interesting take. Thank you, babes. That was Miss Mocha, ladies and gentlemen, making sure her hubby had OJ for the morning. That right there is interesting, right? And I know I asked everybody to go out on a limb and all of that stuff, but this right here, what Foxy says is what you call one of those what I call a trap thought, not kind of like that, but he says it's not because it's a bad take, but he says IQ for 30. So Foxy, is that because you feel like IQ has a good matchup, or that you think he has the potential to be a 30-point scorer and get RJ and Julius involved? I want to talk about that a little bit. That's why I like being around Foxy, man. This is why I like being around Foxy, because he can say simple things that make you think. So our point guard can score 30 and get others involved. What do y'all think about that? And if he can do that against the Celtics, against a perennial playoff team, have we found our guy? Guzman is in the building. Guzman, you work for Skynet? Are you a Terminator? Do you work for Skynet? This dude never gets rest. This dude is legit walking around with his battery charge at 99%, 24/7, 365. So what do y'all think about Foxy's prediction? What do you think about him saying IQ for 30 and getting others involved enough to get 23 apiece? Guzman says, salute Shaq, quickly goes for a career high in points and rise in minutes at the PG continues. Wow. Quickly, RJ, Knox, Randall, Mitch should be starting for the Knicks. Quickly, RJ, Knox. Should Mitch be starting, Wacko Knicks fanatic? Jeremy Nussbaum says Celtics 110, Knicks 102, battle of the rookie point guards, IQ, Peyton Pritchard. Interesting. Thibs should start, or Thibs better start Austin. Hey, Shay France says, what's going on with Burks? Morant hurt his ankle a lot worse, and he's back already. Yeah, I don't know, man. Julian Blum says IQ is bound to have a 30-point game. I agree. Randall should dominate, but Jalen will lock up RJ, says Marty. Mitch over Noel Taj. Yeah, I see you for sure. For sure. I see you. I see you there. I presented a lineup last night, and it wasn't what I'm demanding. It was just a thought. And the thought I threw out there was, hold on. Brian Batista is in the building, y'all. Hold on. Wait a minute. Brian Batista is in the building. What's good? Decius Thomas is in the building. What's good? So Morant is younger. You heard me? Yep. Josh, aka Uncle Fulio, says, y'all hyping up quickly way too much right now. He's not even a true PG. Josh, I got something to say to you about that, but somebody just snuck in the building, and I ain't just gonna allow them to sneak around. What do you say to this right here? What do you say to this right here? Art, a.k.a. Udi Mac, is in the building. Art, where you been? And don't tell me you've been working your 17 job. Don't tell me you've been working your 17 job. You can't take a break to come on the show. Art, a.k.a. Udi Mac. We've been waiting on you to film the to record the podcast. Check your DMs on Twitter. Pow, about Burks, I don't want to put that energy out there, but based on watching how he walked after tweaking his ankle, he might have done something to his Achilles. Otherwise, why has he been gone so long? I knew an Art, a.k.a. Udi Mac, was going to say, Uncle Freezy, I've been busy, you lazy bum. I've been working my 17 jobs. Art is working his 17 job. He can't come by and holler no more. Oh, you got to get up mad early? Yeah, that'll kill. Yeah, that'll kill the Knicks at Night podcast and the Knicks Morning Drive. If you got to wake up early, yeah, that'll kill both of those shows. I feel you. I feel you. Art, regardless how many jobs you work, you still our guy. You still our guy, Art. Art got 17 jobs. His lazy self. He need to go ahead and you need about 4 more jobs. Art, you with your lazy self got 17 jobs and you complaining about sleep. You need at least 4 more jobs. Be an adult, Art. Get 4 more jobs. Yeah, be an adult, Art. Get 4 more jobs. What's wrong with you? You only working 17 jobs? Oh man. Yo, so getting back to what Foxy said, sometimes thoughts inspire. You know how you just throw something out there tongue in cheek sometimes? But sometimes thoughts inspire. Hey, Thick, what's good? Yo, Danny Griffin is in the building. What's good? Yo, so getting back to Stephen Fox's point, man, sometimes thoughts inspire, like somebody else's thoughts inspire you to think more about what they were thinking about. This thing with Emmanuel quickly, I think is something that we should probably something we should think about. Uncle Fulio, who keeps a bucket full of cold water, doused the notion that Emmanuel Quickly is a point guard because of what he thinks is a point guard. Right. And I appreciate Uncle Fulio for that. And so the thing is when it comes to me and Uncle Fulio and others, I appreciate when people are true to their thought processes, right? Because they speak from a place they feel anchored in, right? And I can appreciate that. I can appreciate that. I don't like to have conversations where people speak in a place where they're not anchored. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate Uncle Fulio. Hey, speaking of which, Uncle Fulio says Knicks don't have the answer for starting PG on the roster right now. The best starting PG on the roster is Peyton. That says a lot about how bad the roster is. Hey, you wrong. You're wrong, Uncle Fulio. But I'll let you rock with that. Whenever you come on the show, I want to talk to you about the point guard situation. Thick says Quick was a great draft pick. You know what? That is another thing we might need to discuss. How somebody in the virtual chat has a good a different thought, and it seems like to be deeper than the text. Traditionally, the Knicks don't draft good. Traditionally, the Knicks don't see an immediate return on draft picks if you take out the outliers. So if you take out Frank Ntilikina and Kristaps Porzingis, do you see immediate returns on draft picks? Who's the worst? Can somebody name the worst first round pick that the Knicks have made and say in the last few years? Somebody put that in the chat because I think Porzingis is the best first round pick. Who's the worst first round pick the Knicks have selected in the last few years? And I ain't trying to start a fight. What I want to do is eliminate the outliers. Like I want to lop off the edges so that we can work on the middle, work on the beef. So I see a Mike Sweetney. Uncle Fulio says Mike Sweetney. Yeah. Jordan Hill. Somebody says Frankie. So how about I say this? I'll go with Frank and Porzingis. I'll go with Frank and Porzingis, right? And that means we'll focus on RJ, Knox, Obi, Mitch, and Quickly. I mean, I know Mitch is not a first round pick, but so we'll eliminate Mitch. But so based on that, based on that, I think Quickly right now for where we picked is probably the best value of anybody we picked out of that group of youngsters, out of this young core. Because RJ Barrett was picked at 3 and he can't shoot. And I'm not knocking RJ. I'm a Barretier, right? But we know he can't shoot. But where was Quickly drafted? 25? Was Quickly drafted at 25? Oh boy. Oh boy, here comes trouble. Who let the genie out of the lamp? Who let the genie out of the lamp? Who let Black Andy out of his lamp? Somebody rubbed the lamp? Pause. Somebody let the genie out of the bottle. Somebody let the genie out of the bottle. As soon as we said Frank may be the worst draft pick, Black Andy showed up. Right? What's good, Black Andy? So I'm gonna say, I'll say Frank may have been, and when I mean the worst, I don't mean it was a bad pick, but I mean if you evaluate the talent for all the players drafted in the first round within the last 10 or so years, it's safe to say that Frank may not have been the best. But with that said, Emmanuel Quickly may present us with the best value. Yeah, hey, Dotson was a second round pick, though. I'm talking about first round picks. Yeah, Paris Duggar, what's good? What's good? So I asked that question to basically get a value rating on everybody we drafted. I want to the Quickly thing is right now, based on looking at it on the surface, I think Quickly provides more value than anybody we drafted in the last few years because we spent less and we get more. Yeah, hey, and I like Landry Fields, man. I think he went into a short slump and they shipped him out of town quick. And I like Landry Fields. He went into a small slump. I mean, a small slump. Might have been like 5 games, and they shipped him out of town. It was ridiculous, man. Yeah. Wilson Chandler at 23. Bodega Wi-Fi was good. And I was asking a question about first round picks. It's more because in the second round, if you find a player that's a starter or rotation guy in the second round, it's value, right? But in the first round, the farther you get away from a certain number in a draft, the more likely it is that the guys you draft may not be solid contributors. You know. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, so the further you get away from whatever number of draft picks in that draft, and you can't put a legit number on it because every draft is different. Like the further you got away from the number 1 pick this year, the more likely that guys 5 through 25 would all be the same. So, y'all, I'm going to hang around for about 10 more minutes. And then I'm going to hang around for about 10 more minutes, man. And then try to get some sleep in and try to get up for the game. So here's the thing I want you to do. Ask me your most outlandish question. What is the question you've been wanting to ask and you feel like you may have been embarrassed by asking it? Ask your question. Ask away. Ask your question. Do I want Tom Thibodeau fired? No. No, it's only been 13 games. Uncle Freezy, do you want to bring RJ Barrett off the bench? No, I don't want to bring RJ Barrett off the bench. Not right now. It's too early. Right? Should Kevin Knox be starting, Uncle Freezy? Yes. I think Kevin Knox should be starting because we're losing games, via small stuff. Exactly, Joe Curry. Our Bodega Wi-Fi says our 8th and 9th picks have been bad. I think Fry was 9. He wasn't terrible. Channing Frye was definitely a professional, but if you thought he was going to be a franchise changer, you may have been wrong. And ironically, if you drafted Channing Frye this year, he may have been a top 5 pick because you have a 7-footer that's mobile that can defend a little bit and shoot the 3. And back then, bigs that didn't want to be rough and tumble in the paint were considered soft. Ask your questions. Okay. Let's give up RJ for Levine. He'll be all right in Chicago. I like Levine. I really like RJ. If we had to give up RJ in a Levine trade, I think after a few days I'd be fine. Who else has a question that's going to stir us up? I want to get a question from the virtual chat that's going to stir us up. Do you want to put Ntilikina back in the rotation? Yes. Whose minutes would be chopped into? Elfrid Payton, right? But I don't want Frank at point guard. I don't. My preference is less Payton, less Bullock, and more of guys that have impact. During Curry's first 2 years, he had ankle problems. Warriors tried to trade him to the Bucks. We had our chance. Yep. And you know what? And people think that Golden State would win championships if Curry was gone. Those championships would be Buck championships. It's just my opinion. In my opinion. I would prefer to give up RJ for picks. Nah, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that, Joe Curry. I don't want to just trade RJ for the sake of trading him. LaMelo game is amazing. I think so. Frank over Bullock, yes. Nope, too injury prone, Zach. Yep. Zach is injury prone, but when he's on the floor, he's dynamic offensively. All of Bullock's minutes to Frank, I don't know. I don't know, y'all. Okay. Do you think Thibs is secretly tanking? It's a good question. No, I don't think he's secretly tanking. I don't think the Knicks organization would do that. If they wanted to tank, they could have kept Mike Miller. They could have kept Mike Miller, right, on a 1-year deal, right? Put the development staff in place, the one that's behind Thibodeau right now, and tanked. So no, I don't think you bring a guy with a top 3 win percentage into your facility to tank. Or top 5 win percentage, whatever it is. Why it seemed like Knox' expectation from the team and fans different than other developing young players? I'm not sure. What I will say, though, is this. When given the opportunity to shoot, just to shoot, not drive to the basket and all that stuff, Knox is a good shooter. He has to work on his craftiness getting to the basket. Knox has to work on his ISO game. Like a Chris Middleton, Joe Johnson type ISO game where he ISOs a guy and shows off his craftiness getting to the basket. Quickly starting SG? No. I think Quickly will be the starting point guard for a while. Halliburton and LaMelo is doing great. I hadn't seen Halliburton stuff, stats and stuff. I was not a fan of Halliburton. I'm not gonna lie to you. I wasn't a fan of Halliburton coming out of Iowa State. Y'all do what Stephen Fox tells y'all to do. Y'all pay attention to Foxy. Y'all do what he tells y'all to do. Kaiser Sose says, yeah, Knox needs to play 21 more often. His lack of moves is probably because he didn't play basketball in an early age where you develop that. Yep. I think it's because his handles are unproven. I'll just say his handles are unproven. Freezy, he can't do that from the bench. Knox has the UK floater, right? Yep. Do you think RJ is being given too much carte blanche? No. The RJ thing is ridiculous, right? So what people don't. So I watched Legion of Knicks podcast, and he showed the Knicks offense against teams running the zone, right? And what Knicks fans fail to understand is this pack the paint against the Knicks thing is real. It's real. It's on tape. Two guys on the perimeter covering 3 guys. And the other 3 guys are packing the paint against Mitch and RJ. And everybody else that wants to drive the paint. Last year, the Knicks led the league in points in the paint, right? The one thing Mike Miller did was get them to a point where they could score in the paint. The Knicks led the league in points in the paint, right? But now the league has adjusted to them, right? The league has made an adjustment. The league had 9 months to adjust to the Knicks, the game plan for the Knicks, and you see what their game plan is, right? You see what their game plan is. No lobs to Mitch. Mitch has to work hard for those lobs this year. RJ can't just go careening towards the basket and getting and ones. Get and ones. This thing is real. This thing is real. It's not like RJ it doesn't know how to make layups. It's just 3 people down there. And nobody is, and the Knicks are 30th in 3-point makes, I think. Paris Douglas says, to me, Freezy, RJ looks like Knox last year in other areas of the game. Right. I can kind of see that. Because they know we can't shoot exactly Kaiser Sose. It's on tape. This stuff down something else. Like, wow, there were 3 dudes. Think about that. 3 defenders in the paint while the offense is trying to generate a look. So they're like in some kind of prevent defense against the Knicks. And we can't adjust to it. Evergreen G's in the building. What's good? I think that's Evergreen G. I think that's the dopest name on the internet. I think that's the Evergreen G. That's the dopest name on the internet, in my opinion. But then again, I'm biased towards Evergreen and G's. That's still a crazy stat. Right. We have no floor spacing or pace. Right. We can't create easy shots. Decius Thomas says, I believe the way Knox is being handled make it seem like Knox is unaggressive, ineffective driver, just a 3-point shooter, but other exhibit the same flaws and their minutes are not shaved. Right. Yeah. Knox's problem is his body is still adjusting to playing defense and having energy to score. That's why he seemed to spot up more. I don't know, but hey y'all, I'm gonna wrap it right here because the game is on at 1. If it had been on at 7, I'd have stayed a while. But since it's on at 1, I'm gonna go catch me a nap since I had been up since doing the Knicks at Night podcast. I'm gonna get out of here, go get something to eat, take a nap, jump back up at 1. And then we'll do the Knicks at Night podcast at 10:45. So I'm sorry for the short show. I had no idea the Knicks were going to play at 1, but I got to make sure that I get some stuff in line before the game. So I'm gonna go. I holler at y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in and stuff. I holler at y'all. Peace.